Hello everyone and welcome back to This Is Real Life. I'm your host Sheri and it's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. And what are we doing on this Real Life Friday video? I got home and I was like, man, I want something sweet. Well, I didn't want to take the time to make like an actual batch of cookies from scratch. I did have this nice Betty Crocker oatmeal chocolate chip cookie mix. It's kind of like I'm making them from scratch. I do have to put it in my mixing bowl. I do have to dole out all the little scoops, and I do have to put it in my oven to cook it. I am going to satisfy my Friday sweet tooth and talk to you guys about the side hustle. Okay, so the baking community out there is probably up in arms right now, but believe you me, I make plenty of cookies from scratch. But if you guys haven't tried this Betty Crocker, all you have to add is a stick of butter and an egg, mix it all together, scoop it out on a cookie sheet and put it in the oven. It's like homemade cookies because they're hot and fresh out of the oven, only it's so much easier. So baking community, sorry about it. I want a cookie now. I am going to quickly whip up a batch of Betty Crocker oatmeal chocolate chip cookies while we discuss the side hustle. I know you're thinking like, why? What are we talking about a side hustle for? I already have a full-time job. Ain't nobody got time for a side hustle. Well, you know, in goes the mix. Believe you me, I know, ain't nobody got time for a side hustle. Once we put the mix in, all we have to do is add our 1 stick of softened, not melted butter and 1 egg and mix it together. Donezo. I know. Some of us aren't as fortunate as others. Some of us have to work a full-time job. And if you're like me, some of us didn't really do that great of a job when they were younger, you know, coming up in the world as like 20, even a 30-year-old. And you know, I will always remember this thing that my high school economics teacher told me. Mr. Sexton, love him to death. I recently saw him at one of my friend's dad's funerals. It was so weird. He remembered me. I'm not gonna lie, he did say in front of people that I was one of his favorite students. So Mr. Sexton said in my high school economics class, you know when you have to fill out your like W-4, whatever the hell it's called, he said instead of withholding the most money and coming home with a, you know, bi-weekly or a monthly paycheck that is low because you're socking away the money in hopes that you'll get a big tax return at the end of the year. He said the smartest thing you could do is take 10% of your check, 10, 15, whatever. If you even put it in a savings account, you'll make money on that money with it just sitting there. You could put your own money in a savings account or I don't know, I'm gonna talk like, you know, I'm on like a boiler room. Put it in like a mutual fund or an IRA and make money on it, and then at the end of the year, even if you have to pay income taxes on your return, you'll still come out ahead.
I drive a Ferrari, 355 Cabriolet. What's up?
You know, as high schoolers, we're like, yeah, whatever. But he was trying to tell us that withholding more on your paycheck in hopes that you get a big tax return at the end of the year is like the worst thing you can possibly do for saving your money. That whole roundabout story brings me to why I want to talk about a side hustle. But hold on, I need to mix this. I think I need to mix it for 2 minutes. And I threw my package away, so I don't even know how long to cook it, but let's see. Let me mix this up real quick. Just mix it until soft dough ball forms. I need to bake it at 350, which is already heating up, for 10 to 12 minutes. Oh, already ready to go. Isn't that amazing? That took like 2 seconds. Telling you. I have another one that's just straight sugar cookie. And believe me, I can eat just a straight plain old sugar cookie that has sugar in it. I'll eat it. Doesn't matter what it is. But I prefer them with frosting. So I'd have to make frosting. And I don't want to do that. I just want a cookie. So why I brought up Mr. Sexton. Everybody's different. Some people are very fortunate. Some people not so much. Some people have to work a 9 to 5, maybe a 9 to 9. Some people have to work multiple jobs. And if you're like me, when you were younger, you too did not listen to a Mr. Sexton. You just skated through your 20s and 30s like no big deal. You didn't have to save money. You're young. Retirement's way in the future. Spend all your money. Get him fucking Mervin's credit card and max it out. You're young. You can pay it off. I use a a little cookie scoop to do my cookies, and they make the perfect size cookies, and they're all uniform and the same. So, I mean, if you're like me and you're planning on dying at your desk and like your coworkers are gonna have to cart you out to the side of the road and call the city to come dispose of your body because retirement, that doesn't fucking exist. I'm literally barely just living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, doesn't this always happen? You get like a little bit of a, you're like, I'm gonna be diligent. You know, make sure that I try to get a savings going and put money in savings, and then you get a little chunk of money in savings and you're starting to feel real good about it. Your fucking washing machine breaks, or your car needs new tires. Your kid gets in a car accident. You know, things like that. That is the never-ending story of my life. I know this about myself. I've come to terms, it's totally fine. I like to work. You know what they say, idle hands, devil's playground. However, I would like to retire right now. Ain't nobody gonna lie. Volunteer at like an antique store, be like one of those ladies who lunch. That's just not in the cards for me. And if it's not in the cards for you, I wanna talk about the side hustle because I've mentioned her before, the DIY designer. Her name is Sheri. She was sponsored by Cricut. Cricut is never gonna sponsor me after all that shit I talked about it when I first got it. Anyways, Sheri did a Cricut video because she's actually started using the Cricut on some of her DIY designs, but in this particular video, she interviewed 2 different gals that are making money with their Cricut. And it was very interesting. They both had completely different stories. I'll link Orly's video in the description box, so if you guys want to check it out if you haven't seen it yet. These gals, they had very different stories. One of them was very much similar to, I think most of us can relate. She had a baby, and then after she had a baby, she kind of was falling into like postpartum depression. She didn't want to leave the house. She didn't want to leave the baby. She didn't want to go back to work. That just sounded like a shit show to her. She was miserable. Well, someone got her a little mini Cricut, and she started making all of the decorations for her kid's birthday. So now that I have my cookies all beautifully scooped, I'm gonna put them into the oven. So she was making these party decorations for her kid or whatever, and then while we're waiting for those to bake, I'm actually gonna need to make food to actually eat. So I'm gonna show you guys my like go-to favorite quick and easy. It's like a take on avocado toast, but I invented it and I started making it for Davis. He loves it. It's quick and easy, and it's called a naan pizza. We're gonna make that right now because I'm hungry and I shouldn't just eat cookies for dinner. Let me get my naan pizza stuff out. Hear me over here. So her husband was like, hey, I got an idea. Whatever you're making on the Cricut looks fucking amazing. This kid's birthday party is the shit. Why don't you try to sell the party decorations that you're making from your Cricut? And that way, like, you don't have to go back to work. You'll still be bringing in income, helping contribute to the house and whatever. Take a little bit of pressure off me. I bet that would totally work. It's like a win-win-win-win-win. She was like, okay. So she opened an Etsy shop and she put like, I don't know what she put on there. Point of the story is, she said that when she first started, her goal was to make $500 a month to be able to contribute to the house and make it worthwhile, you know, like buying the supplies, the time, whatever. If she could make $500 a month, she would be in heaven. And apparently, within like the first month or 2 months, she sold $500 worth of Cricut fucking party decorations. And then it started growing and growing and growing. So she's selling all these party decorations on Etsy, and she's getting like backed up to where her husband's like, dude, we need to buy a new fucking Cricut. She has like a room in her house. It probably has 10 to 15 fucking Cricuts going. And the reason why is because now she can do multiple jobs super fast. Sometimes she pulls in her family members to like help her assemble things. Over time, she has accumulated all of these Cricuts. And the reason why she needs all of the fucking Cricuts is because now she makes 6 figures a year. I don't make 6 figures working at my job that I slave at day in, day out, 5 days a week, 7:30 to 5:30. No way, no how. Do you guys? Maybe you do, but I don't. So her story blew me away. Then the other gal, so this is, if you don't know what naan is, it's like an Indian flatbread. It's not like an Indian flatbread, it is an Indian flatbread. They make all different shapes and sizes. These I just found at the grocery outlet, and they are little like sandwich rounds, and I love them because they come in this container so they don't dry out. Typically, I buy my naan in like a package like this. This one's a little bit larger. It's called the pizza crust one. But point of the story is, it's naan and it's amazing. I'll take one of my naans and I'll just throw it on the rack in the oven. Like, I'll just turn the oven on, even while the oven's preheating. Just because I want to get it warmed up. In with the cookies, the naan goes, just right on the rack. Anyways, the second girl, totally different story, totally different scenario. She's a teacher. She started the Cricut like recently because I can't find a cutting board. She started the Cricut recently because she wanted to make masks to donate to everywhere. I guess the Cricut cuts out fabric. Well, we know it does. I just don't know how to use the Cricut well enough. Well, then what happened was her coworker, her teaching friend, her this, her that, started to be like, hey, can you make me a mask? She started selling them to people because she wanted to continue to donate masks. However, she said on a teacher's salary, it was getting hard for her to buy all the supplies and whatever to keep donating. So she figured if she could sell one mask, that would allow her to donate another mask. She wasn't in it for the money at all. She basically was just selling in order to re-put back in to donate. But then she said she started actually making money. She's not making six figures or anything like that. But I think she's making like her whole other salary, like her teaching salary, and then she's making her teaching salary or equivalent to her teaching salary, just selling these masks, and she's still able to make a shit ton to donate. And she even said like if she put more time and energy into it, she could probably make way more money, but she just doesn't want to because she likes teaching. She's just doing it like on the side. Okay, so while my naan's heating up, I take an avocado, I cut it in half. I just prepare it while I'm waiting for my naan to get sometimes toasty, but sometimes just soft and warm. So prep an avocado. I like tomatoes, so I like to take a tomato and chop up a tomato into little bite-sized pieces. And then sometimes if I'm like really going for it, which I am today, I cut up mozzarella cheese and I also into little bite-sized pieces and sprinkle that on too. Naan is heated, but the ingredients that go on the naan are cold. So as I'm watching these two ladies discuss their like side hustle, I mean, for the one gal that's got the 20 machines, this is her actual hustle. You know, she went from this goal of making $500 a month. Now her new goal is she wants to retire her husband. And then if he doesn't have to work anymore too, then she's got another like full-time assembly person to help her with her Cricut business, which is pretty cool. First of all, I was thinking, how do they have the patience to figure out the Cricut? I mean, I really have got to like sit back down. I need to phone a fucking friend. Let's be real. I need to spend more time on the Cricut. Point of my story is, I'm sure just like an asterisk on a skincare box, results may vary. I am sure, you know, especially the gal that has like the 20 Cricut machines and is making six figures on fucking Etsy, I'm sure that is not the majority. Not to mention, I believe she said she started doing this in like 2013, 2014, somewhere around there. So she's been doing it for a while. So I know that if I just like whipped out my Cricut right now and tried to like make an Etsy store, it would take forever to make six figures. But the point of the story is, it's not about making six figures. It's not even about the Cricut. I didn't set a timer on my oven for my cookies. I don't know how long they've been in there. I feel like they need 2 more minutes. No, that's 2 hours. And also too, I know that my demographic for This Is Real Life with Sheri channel is mostly women. I get that. But this particular scenario, I don't know why. You know, it's so weird. Why is it that the woman is the one that is not expected, but it's like, oh, she's the one that has a home business. She's the one that has a side hustle, while the husband, the man, that whoever, doesn't even need to be a married couple, but typically men are known for going to work, leaving the house to go to work, and they're not known for having like a side gig at home. Why? Man or woman, Get your side hustle on. It could be anything. If you're good at the Cricut, you love the Cricut, maybe, my friend Kristen, she gets like these like reusable cups at the Dollar Tree, and she Cricuts like cute sayings on them. She spends $1 on this and then her Cricut vinyl or whatever, and then she sells these. That's easy. And you can like differentiate yourself from every other Etsy shop and do like custom ones, whatever, take orders that way. What I'm saying is, watching, son of a bitch. I'm sidetracking myself, my oven's sidetracking me. Hold please. Ooh, warm cookies fresh out of the oven. And I still have my naan in there just waiting because I still need to cut up my mozzarella cheese. What got me thinking when I was watching Orly's video is not only like, holy shit, these ladies are really tearing it up with the Cricut. I own a fucking Cricut. What could I do? You could do a million things on the Cricut. You could make t-shirts, you could make cups, you could make tote bags, you could make party decorations, custom birthday invitations, whatever. Setting up an Etsy shop, I literally Googled it yesterday. They take 5%. If you use like the pay through Etsy setup scenario, they take another 3%, which in the grand scheme of things, I mean, on a $20 item, that's $2. So just raise the price of your item to $22. Big whoop. The girl that did the masks, she doesn't even have an Etsy shop. She literally just Instagrams them. When people want one, they Instagram message her, they put money in her PayPal and she sends the mask. So she doesn't even deal with Etsy at all. But then it also got me thinking like, Sheri, you're not getting any younger. And while you might like your job, you don't want to die at your desk. Yes, does my job offer 401k? Yeah. Is that enough for me to survive on for an extended period of time? No, because I put the bare minimum into my 401k because I need all the money on my paycheck. When it comes down to it, it's like, do I have the time? But if it's something that you really like finding furniture on the side of the road and refinishing it and selling it at like a vintage days or an antique craft fair, get a booth and sell all your furniture. Something that you can start like sacking away some extra money and actually like have a savings account, maybe start a retirement plan so that you aren't working until you're dead at your desk. As I'm making cookies, I'm like, fucking make cookies and sell them. I know that's you're not really supposed to sell food that you make out of your kitchen. I get it, but whatever. You get my point. Oh, I gotta take my naan out. I don't know. And maybe you guys are way, way better than I am, and you're like good to go. Yeah, retiring at 55, 60, got it in the bag. And if you are, that's so awesome. I'm so jealous of you because that makes me jealous. But if you're not, and you're like me, and you're thinking, well, shit. Oh, this naan got a little bit crustier than I like it, but still pretty good. So what I do next is I just take my avocado, I squeeze it onto my naan, and then I spread it out all over, just like you would do with avocado, like when you're making avocado toast. And then I sprinkle my little tomato slices and my little mozzarella cheese slices on top, a little dash of pepper and a little dash of salt, and then the piece de resistance, I sprinkle a little balsamic vinegar over the top of it, and then I eat the shit out of it, and it is so good. I'll show you when I'm done here assembling it. The reason why I wanted to do a Friday video talking about the side hustle is I just started thinking about it for my own self, and I'm like, if you're thinking about it for your own self, there's got to be other people that are thinking about it for their own selves. And I know it sounds like a daunting task, because it does to me too. But then what else sounds daunting is I'm getting older. Davis isn't making $1 million right now. He's not going to be able to support me for a little while. Until then, what the shit am I going to do? I'm sorry, but I like my lifestyle. I know I'll have to cut back on some things. I like my house. I like my car. I like shit. And I need money for all of that shit. I mean, I've seen family members that have retired, and while they're happy because they don't have a job, they don't have to go to work anymore, they definitely had to change their entire way of living, move into like really inexpensive apartment, have to make sure that they don't run their PG&E all the time, and they don't go out and buy a new pair of shoes anytime they want to, those sorts of things. And I feel like Orly had a point. She's like, maybe we need to start thinking about a side hustle, and if you are good at something and you like it, and it can turn into something that's super lucrative. I mean, could you imagine? Oh God, I dream dream of it. You want to know my dream? You guys don't know this, and I think it's kind of just assumed. Anybody that has a YouTube channel is making fucking bank. They're rolling in it. They don't have a care in the world. They're just, making videos. What an easy life. No. That is like a small population on YouTube, and that is the YouTubers that have been at this game since like YouTube began. The people that have millions upon millions upon millions of subscribers, that's those people. People like me on the YouTube, not rolling in it at all. I'm not gonna lie, I do make AdSense money from the ads that are on the videos that YouTube puts there. However, what I make in AdSense money, number one, I split with John, and number two, I go and buy shit to do my channel. I'm definitely not, maybe you can ask my tax lady, she's like, so this whole YouTube channel, that's just like, you're just taking a loss on that? I'm like, yeah. So this whole YouTube, that brings me to my dream. See, I'm sidetracking myself. As of right now, this whole YouTube channel, totally fun, totally love it. Mine and John's goal was like, if one day we could each make enough money to like make our car payment, that would be so fucking sweet. We're not there yet even, so no. But my dream of all dreams is one day it does happen. Like, not only does YouTube afford me a car payment, but it also affords me a paycheck, like my work paycheck. And again, I don't have a problem with my job. I've been doing it for a really long time. I'm really good at it. The day I look in my like Google AdSense account and it's like, cha-ching! You have enough money for a car payment and your mortgage payment and grocery money. When that day happens, the dream of all dreams is that I get to walk into my boss's office and say, I'm outie. But I don't think that's gonna happen for a while. So because that's not happening for a while, and I know that's not happening for a while, in combination with me seeing this video that Orly did, it got me thinking like, maybe you should try to do something that can bring in a little side money. Like actually, John, he's a designer. He has a side hustle going on. He does like freelance design work on the side. They'll reach out to him and he'll like make a couple $100 extra every month. He's got a side hustle going on. Why the fuck don't I have a side hustle going on? First of all, I don't love the Cricut enough to try to make it a side hustle, and I can't think of anything like new and not out there yet that someone would actually want to buy. But maybe you guys do have something. You know what I'd be good side hustle at, but it would take a lot of effort? I would love it if I could refinish furniture on the side, just sell the shit out of it on Let Go. Like find... I bet I could do this. I bet you guys could do this too. Right now in my neighborhood, I don't know if this is everywhere or if it's just my town. They call it Operation Cleanup. So twice a year, you can like throw all your shit. The big shit that doesn't fit in your trash can that you've been saving on the side of your yard. Like maybe you got new carpet or maybe you had a tree trimmer come out. So you can pile all your shit. It doesn't even matter what it is. Old fridge, old washer and dryer, old shelving unit, yard clippings, whole entire trees, doesn't matter. You put it out front. Mine's out front right now. That's why I'm looking out here. And the city comes and gets it. But it's usually, remember how I always tell you like, oh, I found this chair on the side of the road. That's when I usually find them, is when people put all their shit out. I'm just getting a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper to put on my naan pizza. I would like to do furniture refinishing as a side hustle. I feel like if you got a bunch of the furniture for free, like it's found furniture and you freshened it up and you were able to sell it for like twice the cost of a can of paint and your time. You can't forget about your time. Your time is money. Figure out like what your time is worth. 50 bucks an hour, 20 bucks an hour, whatever. Add that on to the price of the whatever you made and then like sell it on Let Go. Or, I've never tried out Facebook Marketplace, but I haven't heard that great of things about it. But maybe on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know. Point of the story is, maybe you've thought about a side hustle. Let me get balsamic vinegar. Because believe me, a side hustle has crossed my mind a lot of times throughout my life. I can tell you all my side hustles I was gonna do. There was a time where I wanted to flip houses. I would love that as a real life job. I even went out and got like books on how to flip houses, but that never panned out. Then there was a time where I actually did start an Etsy shop and I was gonna make these really cool wooden dowel wreath things. They don't sound cute, but they're very cute. And I even made like a couple and put them on my Etsy store, but then I never like social media or anything like that. No one knew they were for sale, so that was a fucking fucking waste. I wanted to, make jewelry. I remember a long time ago, me and my friend Kelly, we had the big talks of we should sell this. Never did that. That could have been a good side hustle. And again, I keep saying point of the story because I keep making new points of the goddamn story. If you've been thinking, maybe I need to bring in some extra cash. Oh, perfect example. I did do a side hustle once. It was kind of a pyramid scheme. And it wasn't a pyramid scheme, it was multi-level marketing. I think every woman in the history of womanhood has gotten conned into doing a multi-level marketing thing. I remember we were super fucking broke. I wanted new couches, didn't have the money. So it's like, ooh, I'm gonna sell Pampered Chef. And I had said, I'm gonna do Pampered Chef until I make $3,000. And then when I make $3,000, I'm gonna go buy those couches and I'm not gonna do Pampered Chef anymore. And I did exactly that. Did a couple parties, did whatever. I was still working my normal job, but I couldn't take like my normal paycheck money and put it towards the new couches because broke, living paycheck to paycheck. It didn't take me that long. I stopped selling Pampered Chef. I went over to the Macy's furniture store, I bought my couches and I brought them home. That is a side hustle, especially with what has happened during 2020 and into 2021. I was very, very fortunate. My office did not need to close down, but that's not the case for a lot of people. You just never know. No one would have ever anticipated what happened in 2020 and that maybe some of you were out of a job for a good long while. You never know. Even if you're I'm in a good job right now, but everybody's fucking replaceable. You just never know. And if you have a little side hustle and you're socking away a little bit of money, then maybe it won't be so stressful and worrisome when a major life-changing event happens. Or when you're just living every single day thinking, what the fuck am I gonna do when I'm like 78 and I can't physically work anymore? So I don't know, it just got me thinking, oh, first off, here's my delicious naan pizza. Look at it. Isn't it look so good? Now, you put on your naan pizza what you like. You like avocados and only avocados? That's fine. But I'm telling you, the balsamic vinegar takes it up a notch. I cut it up just like a pizza and then I eat it. It's so good. I don't know, maybe it's like as I'm getting older, I am kind of like, what the fuck are you gonna do? You can't really expect if you have kids, your kids to have enough disposable income to take care of you in your old age. And, I think jokingly we're like, yeah, they're taking care of me. I made a pact with Davis that I give him 20 years of life and he has to give me 10, meaning I put a roof over his head and bought him everything he needed for 20 years and he has to do that to me for 10. I mean, that is a pact and I'll probably hold him to it. But what I'm saying is, I don't think we should expect our children to take care of us in our old age. I don't really think that's their responsibility, to be quite honest. I just don't want to put that burden on Davis. And so watching Orly's video, it was like, if I can do something in my spare time that I enjoy doing and I can make a little extra money doing it, wouldn't that be great? Just saying. So yeah, I'm curious to know what you guys would think. Like, do you already have a side hustle going on? Have you been doing a side hustle for a long time now? I guess my other question is it too late for me to get into a side hustle? Like, is it ever too late? I don't know. I'm not a financial wizard. I don't know. They always say there's like this math thing that the older you get, you have to sock away more money. If you want to retire by this time and you want to have this much money to live, it's like this graph, whatever. But I'm wondering if this conversation's too little too late or if not. And if you do have a side hustle, what is it? How's it going? Do you like it? Did your side hustle afford you to quit your job? Or have you maybe never thought about a side hustle and now that I'm bringing it up, you're like me watching the Orly Shani video saying, fuck, what is my side hustle? Maybe I should get a side hustle. And then 2, what is the side hustle? I feel like the market's so saturated. I know we don't have to reinvent the wheel or think of a new invention and go on fucking Shark Tank. Will people buy from my Etsy shop if I'm the 1,000,001 person to offer a wreath out of ribbon? I don't know. And so I'm posing the question to you guys, What do you think? I mean, I think a side hustle is a great idea. Like for these two ladies with the Cricut, she wasn't working and she had time to do it. She was able to meet her goal and make all this money. Sometimes I almost feel like if you want to be successful at your side hustle, you almost have to quit your real job in order to do it. And then what's the fucking point? So yeah, I don't know. Just some Friday food for thought while we're making some food. What do you guys think? Did this video make you start thinking like I'm thinking? And I'm super curious what your guys' ideas for side hustles would be. Leave them in the comments below. Maybe I'll take one of your ideas and make it my own side hustle. I think it's like a community. We don't all live in the same neighborhood. I can refinish furniture here in California and you can refinish furniture in Wyoming. We're not each other's competition. So I think maybe we can have a little like think tank in the comments below, like of good ideas for a side hustle. Maybe those of us who already have a side hustle, what are you doing? Is it successful? You know, things like that. I'm just spitballing. I just saw that video and I thought we needed to have a conversation about it. So I made cookies and made some naan pizza and had a Friday conversation about it. So that's it. Hope this video got you thinking in a positive way, not a negative way. I don't want anybody to like feel bad about like the current situation they're in, or I'm hoping that you're not like sitting on the couch going, she's right, I am gonna fucking die at my desk. I don't want that. I want it to be more of think in a positive way, like maybe our trajectory in life is going this way and maybe it's time we start thinking about changing the trajectory just a hair. I mean, couldn't hurt, right? So there you have it, and there it is. Side hustles. What do you think about them? I kind of think it's good. I just don't know what I would do. And I feel like there's part of me that would start a side hustle. Like I've tried to start a side hustle before and then never really follow through and then get pissed off because I have no money. So if you liked this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to ring that notification bell so that you are alerted to all of the Real Life Friday videos I push out, which is every other Friday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Be sure to share this video with your family and friends. And as always, thanks for hanging out.